Disney Plus is supposed to be the future of the Walt Disney Company. However, it seems like there's no more content coming out on the platform. Only things made for movies and perhaps for cable that are coming to the platform after the fact. And now it seems like all they're doing are financial shenanigans. We've got bundling with Max. We've got deals with major cable operators for quote unquote free subscriptions to Disney Plus. And now they're running promotions to try to hide the fact that Agatha all along is not really the ratings darling they portray it to be. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. The thing that I want to point out here, though, is I don't think that we will get anything as splashy as this title right here, Star Wars: The Acolyte. We will not have a Agatha cost $230 million unless somebody spills the beans, because I'm fairly certain they shot that one in the United States. And the only way we will know, because when Disney Plus, when they did the big content write down, they threw out a huge number and divided it up across several shows. So we didn't know which ones cost how much money. And if this thing gets willowed, if the Acolyte gets willowed, we'll end up knowing. I'll do my calculation based off of effective tax rate times 230 million or whatever we want to call it, whether or not they want to count the maybe 30 million, 35 million in tax breaks that they got on this here. But Disney has decided that they are going to make their Disney Plus money in a completely different way. And that's they're going to kick all your grandchildren off of your Disney Plus account and make them pay for it themselves. Right here, this one out of deadline, Disney Plus unveils details of password sharing crackdown. Right there, this by Jill Goldsmith. This is a better version than the blog post that Disney put out earlier today. Disney Plus has laid out how its password sharing crackdown, or what streamers call paid sharing, will unspool and what subscribers can expect in a blog post called Paid Sharing on Disney Plus. Here's what you need to know that no one's going to read. So, hey, welcome to the video. It said the features and capabilities are now available in the US, Canada, Costa Rica, Guatemala, or sometimes referred to as Guatemala, Europe, and the Asia Pacific region after launching in select markets over the summer, and that it expanded the program this week. The streamer, as has Netflix, with other platforms following, that's funny. Let's put the blame on Netflix there, is cracking down on accounts accessed by individuals living outside of the primary Disney Plus residence. They will need to sign up and pay for their own subscription or be added as an extra member to the main account. The price for that is an additional $6.99 a month for Disney Plus Basic and $9.99 a month for Premium. What does that sound like to you guys?
Sounds like an offshoot of cable.
Sounds like almost the same price as an entire subscription to Disney Plus with extra steps. This to me, I think the basic, meaning with ads, is $10 a month right now. So that is, it's close. I mean, we're talking a $3 difference in essentially letting someone else do it, but there's an extra kicker here. On this. One extra member slot is available per account, so there's no splitting this across all of your friends or anything like that. There's no extra member option available for, here is the kicker, Disney Plus bundle subscribers or subscribers build partners. So Culture, I think you might be able to explain this better than anybody else on the panel. What's going on with the Disney Plus bundling, and what do they mean by subscribers build partners?
Oh, wow. That's not putting me on the spot or anything.
You know the answer. So why was that putting you on the spot?
Wait,
if you want, I can answer.
Well, yeah,
I bet Vash can answer. Vash.
Answer.
What is the Disney bundle?
Well, the Disney bundle is going to be the combination of both Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken, and it was very profitable for the Walt Disney Company. But obviously, the Hulu side of things, well, that deal hasn't completely gone through, and there's also the kind of wholesale side that they have to, worry about as well when it comes to the cable, deals that they've already done.
And that was the thing I wanted to point out, was the fact that, if you have a cable access to Disney Plus, right? Wouldn't you circumvent some of this password sharing baloney sausage?
Well, no, if they're basically saying that if you have a cable account and you get one of these for free through your cable account, you
Right.
cannot share it outside of the house. Now, if you happen to be a cable subscriber and you don't care, then you can just give that to someone else. But
Right.
in this particular instance, it sounds like all of these people who are getting it quote unquote for free, if they plan to share it with someone else, they want their $7, they want their $10 on top of it.
I tell you what, I'm going to make a detailed video that I will post on Rumble of how you can tunnel from your house to somebody else's house across states and countries to share.
Like
because,
internet and Ukraine.
Yeah, because look, there are 1,000 ways to circumvent this. So it's just unless they go down to MAC address ID or device address ID.
You're right, and if someone is at their house or appears to be at their house, then this is not a problem.
It's moot.
So, with that being said,
I'm just picturing like culture doing the Andy Dufresne right now, like you just said.
That beard would pick up a lot of stuff there. Here we go. Account holders will still be able to watch Disney Plus on supported devices. If account holders are on the go and you see the message, this TV doesn't seem to be part of the household for this account, they can mark yourself as I'm away from home or select update household if you've recently moved and need to reset household location for your Disney Plus subscription. These selections will require a one-time passcode that's sent to the email address associated with the account. This is a basic thing to try and get people to keep from sharing. So the other thing I'm going to add here, bundling is back. Disney eyes more deals as Max partnership is working really well. Bundling is the way that they are going forward. And somebody said it, I forget who said it, but the future of all streamers is basically a reformation, a reforming of cable here on the other side without the middleman. So when we talk about the Fubo lawsuit over here against Venue, the joint venture between Fox and WB and Disney, that Fubo has a pretty good point. There's a lot of reasons why that is anti-competitive, but at this point, with the internet the way that it is, I don't see any reason for cable companies to exist in the form that they are. And if Disney or any of these people want to cut out the middleman, I think they have what they could do a deal with HBO instead of doing a deal with the cable bundler who is also going to do a deal with HBO, and they don't have to pay a massive amount. The only thing stopping them is, well, that people still subscribe to cable or broadcast television. You don't subscribe to it, but obviously culture. You and I have been having this ongoing discussion about not the death of linear, but the settling of linear. Do you have anything you want to throw in here on that?
Just the fact that I still think that you're going to find a point of homeostasis or a symbiosis between linear and streaming. I think people are starting to see that the benefit of streaming has been short-lived, and overall, I think we'll start to see that. But I think we're going to settle in at about a 45% portion of television driven by linear. There are certain things that work better in linear, and at a certain point, all of the streamers are going to recognize that they've gutted another source of revenue for no reason whatsoever. Streaming should always have been an add-on, like the way that HBO or Warner Brothers originally treated it back when they were with AT&T. I think AT&T, aside from allowing very poor leadership within HBO and Max and Warner and all that, had the right idea before they spun it off. So as far as all of this is concerned, I don't want cable plus steps plus more expense. And that's what we ended up with the cable cutting. So I think a lot of people are going to fall back on their cable and their cable deals when they recognize that basically they're going to get bundled packages with these services that come with their cable.
I agree. And just going back to this idea here, this line about only one extra member slot is available per account. No extra member option available for Disney bundle subscribers or subscribers build partners. The Disney bundles, those would be the trio or the duo. I think the trio just went up to $17 a month and is only ads. This is this is not something that people will do to save money, because you will wipe out any discounts you get anywhere else. This is if you have so much money that you would rather have the convenience of dealing with payments on someone else's behalf, as opposed to actually saving any users that amount of money.
Well, and again, I mean, you're going to have you're going to have people that'll circumvent this almost immediately. There really is no upside in a lot of these services. People don't want to return to cable. I don't think that Disney doesn't recognize this. I don't think, and you have competitors that have entered the space that are going to give you commercial laden but live programming. Like that's what Prime is doing and others. And while, not a lot of people are super enthused to watch, a terrible football product, delivered on Prime versus what used to be delivered on, NFL TV or NFL Network and DirecTV and all that, at least it'll be there. So they can get their linear service of whatever their sports programming is. Pretty much almost all of it will be available on Amazon. They're going to go to Amazon, because now they can, watch live television over there of the things that they want. The only thing that was keeping linear alive the way that it was, once the streamers started to steal programming, was the live television stuff, the live events, the sports, etc. But now I think people are seeing that there's no cost benefit that outweighs having to watch a couple minutes of commercials between things.
Well, the insufferability of those commercials is the only thing that comes to mind, and the fact that like my kids essentially don't watch ads unless they're on YouTube, and I barely let them watch YouTube. Right. And anyway, it's funny when people tell me, "I'm sorry, Jonas, I don't let my kids watch YouTube." That's come up several times. I'm like, why would you apologize to me of all people for not letting your children watch YouTube?
Makes sense.
Don't let your kids watch YouTube unsupervised. You never know what's going to come out of that pipe of sewage, to go back to the previous analogy.
And that's the whole reason that we got COPA, right? Is because of the algorithm feeding kids some bizarre, people claiming demonic and crazy stuff.
Yeah, and it didn't fix the problem. I'll say that. So looking at this, the Trio Premium, if you don't want ads, is $25 a month for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus without ads. Of course, that's not completely without ads, because if you have a sporting event, it will have ads in it. If you want it with Max, that is $30 a month. And you can't do any of that and do one of these sharing things here. Anybody have anything they want to throw in here before we move on? Because we got something pretty cool we got to talk about.
Really?
Just real quickly.
I was just going to say my siblings are going to have to find another gravy train for Disney Plus, apparently.
Well, I have something I'll share privately with the rest of you, but I can tell you that I no longer give Disney my money. In entertainment dollars anyway.
Well, I fully expect to sign on one day and find out that I'm not a member of the household that's registered with the Disney Plus account I'm using. So I'll say that. So we'll have to see. I might sign up for that ridiculous $2 a month plan that they're pushing right now
for 3 months. Yeah,
so that they can because apparently I need it so that I can watch Agatha all along.
Agatha.
Vash, go ahead.
As these systems become more complex, as these services become more expensive and everything like that, we can't also understate the potential for the high seas and for making
yo ho, brother.
And we're not encouraging that. We're just saying that it happens.
Just saying.
In tech news, I will just remind everybody that in the last 2 weeks we've had multiple locations shut down that offered said, offshore opportunity. I'll just say. Yeah. I will also say that there are still plenty of them out there, and you can tell. I'm gonna say it this way: you can tell how popular something is as far as entertainment goes by how many threads are available for said offshore content. If there are very few, it isn't very popular.
There are
thousands
been using
of them
for years to judge shows and quality and so forth.
Good barometer.
Yeah. Well, guys, there is always more to talk about. Actually, I do want to point this out. The next earnings call is coming up soon, and there obviously is that $2 a month discount. I'm not pushing it because I obviously have no financial incentive in Disney pushing more subscriptions. But when you look at this password crackdown and you look at the $2 a month before we get to the $10 a month one, this is all so that they can say that you're saying you can get it for $2 a month when you're saying you're going to charge me $7 a month for this extra person here. Well, they'll just pay for it for $2 a month for a little while here. Here is the exact line that is going to be said on the earnings call. The 20%, 25% rise in prices was not correlated with a significant rise in churn. That is the entire reason that they're doing all of this. They might even put it on Agatha and say, oh, look how successful we were.
No, the cost per user is going to be the question. If you are an investment analyst of any salt, the next question is going to be, but what did the cost per customer change?
It should be, but there are drive-by investors who don't care. This is a zombie company, and they just need to maintain a certain amount of revenue.
The Moffat folks are going to come in there and say, what? No.
Right. And Lightspeed will ask as well.
Yeah. I mean, the people that actually look into this stuff will be like, how much are customers costing you? Because again, you can reduce your churn rate, but the cost per customer is going to go up, which reduces your, increases your overhead and reduces your ARPU.
Yeah. So average revenue per user. We're trying not to go into the arcana too much here.
Okay,
but
sorry.
One more thing I'll add: the Spectrum deal, which will hit probably in the next quarter. People will be getting Disney Plus for free from that Spectrum deal, and that will be talked about on the earnings call. And Disney will get to assign how much money gets assigned to that revenue per user there. So. They know that they have the excuse that they can lower linear revenues and say that, linear is dying, and they'll have an excuse for why that goes down. They do not have an excuse for the average revenue per user on combined DTC streaming plus ESPN, literally how it's referred to on the financial statements there. So it's trickery.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.